I'm ready to fight. You've called it on.
Make this fight between me and the coward, the embarrassment to Nottingham, Carl Froch.
I'm answering. I'm ready for you. Sign the fucking contract or shut the fuck up.
For me dad, at 60-odd-year-old, wanting to fight Carl Froch, and Carl Froch trying to boost his name off an old man's name. Do you think I'm going to let me dad fight Carl Froch, backhand Carl Froch? Do you know what I mean? How's he going to fight 60-odd-year-old man? Have some brains, you silly fucker.
Bro, for months this whole saga has been John Fury versus Carl Froch. Two men trading insults, press conference chaos, wall punching, contract demands, training footage, the whole circus. But something just shifted, because the most dangerous man in the entire Fury family has now entered the conversation. And from what sources are describing, he is not happy. Stay with me, because when Tyson Fury decides something needs to stop, things tend to stop. Alright, so here's the full picture for anyone just catching up. John Fury, 61 years old, father of Tyson and Tommy, has spent the better part of this year on a one-man campaign to drag Carl Froch into a fight. Call-outs at press conferences, backstage chaos at Tommy's fight with Eddie Hall, wall punching on camera, screaming Froch's name in buildings Froch wasn't even in.
20 fucking minutes. It took fucking 20 minutes on me back. When I hear you fucking win, I'll push them Superman like beats up your fucking ass. I'll push them Superman like beats up your fucking ass, you queer.
John, we need to see you on this fit. When's it happening?
Get me fucking paid, I'll be here. Here, look here. I don't give a fuck. I ain't got fucking bad hands.
Oh, John, which way, mate?
Hey,
Guys, come in there, mate. Turn all forward, mate. Come on that way for me now. Done.
fight me, don't talk nail.
Guys, let's all go back that way. Simple. Done.
Does anybody that's fucking
Make a pathway. Make a pathway.
Does any fucking want to fight?
Make a pathway.
Who wants to fucking go? Who wants to fucking go? Eh?
All right. All right, John. Right.
Let's go, guys. Go to the Yeah, promise.
John, you're a legend.
And Carl Froch, 48 years old, former unified super middleweight world champion, Hall of Famer, has responded every single time. Agreed to terms once already, went back into proper training camp, dropped the sign the contract or shut up line that became the most talked about moment of the entire feud.
So John, listen up and listen closely, because I want you to get this into your thick fucking skull. This has been going on for too long now. I saw you punching a Perspex picture on the wall the other day.
Where are you, Carl and Froch? You can see I'm fucking ready to go, me. Here, look here. I am.
Walls don't hit back. You're a fucking bully. Starting on Carl Frampton, starting on Steve Bunce. You headbutted the smallest man in the room at the USIC press conference. I'm ready to fight. You've called it on.
Make this fight between me and the coward, the embarrassment to Nottingham, Carl Froch.
I'm answering. I'm ready for you. Sign the fucking contract or shut the fuck up.
Kalle Sauerland confirmed a phone call with Froch. Misfits posted publicly that the fight looks on. The promoters are in. Froch is training. Everything on Froch's side of the table is ready, and that is precisely the problem, because Tyson Fury has been watching all of this unfold. And from what's now being reported, the heavyweight champion of the world is not sitting comfortably with where this is heading. Because here's what Tyson has now come out and said publicly. He would never let this fight happen. Never. He dismissed the entire multi-month saga as a massive PR and marketing exercise, months of call-outs and press conference chaos reframed as show business rather than genuine sporting intent. And then came the line that landed hardest of everything said in this entire story. Rather than letting his 61-year-old dad get in a ring with a former world champion, Tyson said he'd just backhand Carl Froch himself if it ever came to that.
For me dad, at 60-odd-year-old, wanting to fight Carl Froch, and Carl Froch trying to boost his name off an old man's name. Do you think I'm going to let me dad fight Carl Froch, backhand Carl Froch? Do you know what I mean? How's he going to fight 60-odd-year-old man? Have some brains, you silly fucker.
But I remember
Both of them. They need to fucking have a bit of sense and show some professionalism in this game.
The actual lineal heavyweight champion of the world just offered to personally handle the situation to stop his dad from getting hurt. Think about what that says about how Tyson privately assesses this fight. That is not the statement of a son who thinks his dad wins. That is the statement of a man who has looked at Carl Froch's training footage, heard Froch say he'd only need his jab and body shots, and decided very quickly that this particular chapter of the Fury family story needs to close before someone gets seriously hurt. But here's where it gets crazy, because publicly saying he'd never let it happen is one thing. What sources are now describing behind the scenes is something else entirely. From what's being reported, Tyson Fury is genuinely enraged that Carl Froch has been pushing for this fight with such visible intent, and the reason that rage is directed at Froch rather than his own dad tells you everything about the family dynamic at play here. John Fury is John Fury. He does what he does. He screams and calls people out and punches walls and generates chaos wherever he goes. Tyson has lived with that his entire life. He understands it. He can't always control it, but he understands it. What sources say he cannot understand and cannot accept is a former world champion actively pushing to fight a 61-year-old man. Because from Tyson's perspective, Froch has a choice here. He can say no. He's already said no once before when John priced himself out and vanished.
I'm just about to give that bag an absolute pasting, and I checked my social media. A big John Fury, the fighting man, 100 on the hard road. He's been piping up, saying that he wants £2.5 million. Right, can you make this make sense? 1 minute, he wants to give the money to charity. He don't need the money. He's a humble man. He doesn't need money to live. He lives a simple life. He gets offered £1.5 million for charity, he said. But now he wants £2.5 million. £2.5 million. He's priced himself out. The big gobshite, big John Fury, the fighting man. I'll fight you for a fiver, I'll beat you for a tenner. I do you both for 15. He wanted 15 quid to do them both. Now he wants 2.5 million quid.
He could say no again, and the whole thing goes away. Instead, from what's being reported, Froch has been training, staying vocal, keeping the pressure on, and making it increasingly difficult for the fight to quietly disappear the way it has before. And Tyson views that as a professional fighter knowingly pushing toward a situation that puts his elderly father at genuine physical risk. That's the source of the rage. Stay with me, because here's where the story gets its most interesting layer. John Fury spent this entire year positioning himself as the one being avoided, the one being ducked, the one whose calls were going unanswered. And now the fight is apparently close to actually getting made. Froch is in training camp, the promoters have confirmed the phone call, and the person working hardest to make it not happen is Tyson Fury. The man John built his whole call-out around, Carl Froch, said yes, and the man now standing in the way of it happening is the person John Fury probably least expected, his own son. No cap, when the most feared heavyweight of his generation thinks something is too dangerous for his 61-year-old father, that tells you everything the boxing world has been saying since day one. This is not the fight John Fury thinks it is. Drop your prediction below. Does Tyson actually manage to stop this, or does John Fury do what John Fury always does and find a way around everyone telling him no?